Hello YouTube, this is Drugoli from That's in the Nether, and welcome to a little update slash showcase video here. I'm making this video because it's been a long time, over a month, since I made my last redstone tutorial, and I'm guessing some of you are wondering where the next tutorial is. And I can tell you that there are more tutorials coming. The next one is the viewer special, which I have already chosen what I'm going to create. I just need to actually create it first, since it's something to do with ships, and it's a game, and it's tough to create. But here I have something else that I've always wanted to do. It's a creation I've always wanted to build, but never really been able to. So I spent a few hours, and I finally got something to work here. My first prototype. This is probably going to be in a tutorial after the viewer special. Maybe before, I'm not sure. But let's get into it. So as you can see here, we have a little walkway. We have a button. Some sort of chamber with fence gates. Let me see if I can get the bottom one. Fence gates. We have this thing here with some water. Can't get up there. Nope, can't. But if you haven't figured it out, this is a elevator. You can probably tell by the title of this video. But I'm going to show you it in action. So push the button. You go inside. And I'll say right now, it's a pretty slow elevator, but keep in mind this is the first elevator I've ever built. I built this by myself. I've got some ideas from other people, of course, using the fence gates as a chamber here. That's, of course, not made by me. Yeah, I've got some cake. But, as you can see, it works nicely. Get up to the next level. So now I can walk over here. Ooh, what was that? Pressure plate. So now the elevator resets itself. You sadly can't use it downwards. That's why I have this fall shaft here, so you can get down without getting hurt. But the elevator is resetting, so let's get some cake. Aw, can't eat the cake. Can't eat the cake! Well, let's get down, get ready for the elevator to come back. So it takes a while, but it's got a pretty big space it needs to go through, so yeah, I'm just gonna walk around here. Wait for the elevator to come down. It's very, very slow, but as I said, it's my first prototype, and I spent lots of time getting the pistons to work correctly. You can see some of the redstone there. So it's almost reset. There we go. The elevator is now reset, and it's ready for the next use. So let's get out so I can show you how it looks. Can't. So, as you can see, I'm in a flat stone world. So, you can see redstone here. Okay, I'm actually going to go to where the button is. I'm going to try and run through it briefly. Yeah, this might look very intimidating and ginormous, but I can tell you it's actually pretty simple. So let me turn this into creative mode so I can fly. Now, if you wonder what that was, this is just too many items, the updated version for 1.0. So what happens is I push this button. The button is right in there. I push the button, gives a signal out here with a tiny delay, so you have time to get into the elevator. Then it does two things. First, it flips this little RS normal latch here, and second, it starts this very long delay. This might look crazy, but it's just a delay. It does nothing else and just delay, or like a timer. But it flips this gate while that delay is going. This then activates this piston, pushing this block over here. So this circuit is now complete, or the circuit can now function. Then it also gives signal to this, which is kind of a, I don't know, signal, I don't know. I guess I could call it kind of a mini pulsar. Basically, it gets a input here, turns this torch off, this torch turns on, and then there's a delay here. So this is turned on for a few milliseconds, but then it's turned on again because this here gives power to the block. So basically, why don't I get my crosshair out? So it turns a full, let me get some torch and redstone. And no, wait, actually I can do it like this. Basically, what it does is it turns one of these into one of these. So instead of having a constant output, it then outputs like a button, which is for a few seconds, for like 2 seconds. So it changes this into this. That's what that thing does. So let's move on. So that now activates this pulsar here, the redstone pulsar, which was made possible by this block here being pushed forward by a sticky piston. Show you sticky piston. And then that pulsar will give, after a very, very short delay, activate this little AND gate here, and this will also activate the AND gate, or make the AND gate actually function. This torch here is off right now, but if it was from a totally reset elevator here, this torch would be on, so it's just giving a short pulse here to make sure it runs the first time. So now that gives out a power here. It goes 2 ways. First, it goes this way. It's very hard to see because of these blocks here, but basically, as you can see, there's a wire running back there. Let me see if I can get over here. Get over to the side. Go down a little bit. As you can see, it comes over here and then runs into these 4 wires. And each one of these go up to 4 separate pistons. 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top. So the first piston here has a very short delay because it only has 1 repeater. The next one has a few more, and a few more. And by these delays here, and like these delays here are just to make sure that if I give power to this piece, to any of these, if I give power to these at the same time, the pistons will all fire at the same time. It's just so I know that there's no interval change between them. So it just activates the piston in sequence. First this one up there, then this one, then this one, and then that one. So basically just makes the thing loop around. It does that one time. So when it's gone through the last one, it gives power to this thing here, which goes all the way over here. It gives power all the way over here because this part here is actually on, and there's a simple reason for that. Actually, what? No, there's not. That's a mistake. Little mistake. Forgot that. There we go. Might want to explain what this thing does first. I've course not done with this thing. It gives power over to that thing, and then it gives power under here, and resets this RS NOR latch. It's hard to see, but basically that RS NOR latch is also under here. So this gets reset, so it doesn't give out power to anything. Right now is on, so of course it's giving out power, but else it would be reset and not give out power. So what would happen is this entire wire would go through, the signal will come over here, and then activate the RS NOR latch, so it's giving out power here to this AND gate. So what this means is that this system here can only fire if it's actually gone through an entire tick. And what I mean by a tick is that the power has gone through and activated all of the pistons. Then it'll go over and say, okay, you can start over. And you can, like, let me do it again. So yeah, that's the bottom thing. And the top is basically the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. But I just have some torches here giving out power to these lines. And the delay is a tiny bit longer, since instead of just going from there to there, it needs to go from there all the way down and then up. So now I'm going to, real quickly, activate the elevator and show you the redstone in action. So I push this button, go out here, you see the redstone circuit gets activated, everything starts pulsing. As you can see, it's only when this has gone through a tick, then that torch turns off, which allows the AND gate to give out power. You can't see the actual elevator, but I think if I just punch a hole here, you can see that's where the elevator is. It's just going up there. Let me get some stone. So you can now get up to the top, which means this delay here is done, turns off the RS NOR latch, and removes this block from the pulsar, which turns that off, which stops any power from going to this system over here. So when you want to get it down, what I've done is you have to think of it as something from a mine. Like you go into a mine by going down there, but if you go back up through the elevator and go down sometime, you want the elevator to be ready. Like you don't want to be stuck down here with the elevator not there and just elevator, come down here. So I could, of course, have made a button down here, but what I just ended up doing was right when you walk out of the elevator, let's see if I can get over here. So right when you walk out of the elevator, you push this pressure plate, chunk, which then just activates the exact same system as down there, and makes the elevator go back down. If I open here, you can see that's where the elevator is, so it just slowly works its way down. So yeah, that is my redstone piston elevator, my first prototype. I might try and make it a little more functional, but this is a basic elevator, and I'm just showing you how to do basic stuff with redstone, so this might be something you can see in a future tutorial. We'll go through more detail, but stay tuned. There will be more tutorials, I assure you. I'm not done with those. I can still find some stuff to teach you, so just be patient, because this is some advanced stuff for me to build, so I need some time. The elevator just resets. If I go back in here, it should be all good. Yes, it is. It's right there. So yeah, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more redstone tutorials, and take care.